Welcome to the Worst Sports Channel on YouTube, Hot Garbage Sports with me, Coach Ryan D. Looky here, Jets fans. You got one re-up of one of your current toys and a brand new toy to play with named Brenden Dillon. Stay tuned with us through the intro while we quickly break down the trade between the Washington Capitals and the Winnipeg Jets, and we talk about the re-signing of Paul Stastny. Let's get after it.
Here's Logan, the center penalty coming up.
Paul Stastny signs a one-year, $3.75 million contract, and that is fantastic for the Winnipeg Jets because Paul can play the wing, Paul can play center if required. He is that veteran presence, locker room leadership that the Jets oh so crave and need. Very, very popular player amongst the league, amongst Jets fans, and amongst rostered teammates. And thanks for stopping by with us here at Hot Garbage Sports. Please drop a like, drop a subscribe on our video today. We'd love to have you with us as we grow to 5,000. So good for Paul Stastny, great for Winnipeg. The one-year term is fantastic for Winnipeg because we do know that even though the Jets cap situation is good this year, it is terrible next year once you re-up Neal Pionk and Pierre Luc Dubois, if he should so become re-upped with the Winnipeg Jets. Frankly, whatever your opinion is on Dubois, we traded a lot to get him. He's a centerman. He's big. He's a number 3 overall draft pick. He's going to get re-upped. I think he will. I want him re-upped regardless of how he plays this year. He's still got a lot of room to develop. The question is going to be is when is PLD's camp going to put pressure on Winnipeg, and what is PLD in his camp looking for? Is it 8 million, 9 million, 10 million? Is it going to play bad and is it going to be 5 million? We don't know. So the Paul Stastny deal gives us a lot of cap flexibility without losing a key cog to the Jets. Brenden Dillon gets traded to the Winnipeg Jets from the Washington Capitals for 2 second-round picks. This is a defenseman with a moderate cap hit. He's 30 years old. He's 6'4". He's 225 pounds. He's the meat and potatoes guy that Paul Maurice loves. Simple, basic two-way defenseman, but be excited because Brenden Dillon brings a positive rating to the Jets in terms of his plus-minus. He is a guy that keeps pucks out of the net, and that is what the Winnipeg Jets desperately need. The only knock on Dillon right now, other than his age, because his cap hit is right in the median. It's right in the middle for where you'd want to be for a number 5, number 6 defenseman. Maybe a slightly higher, but it is right there. A number 5, 6 defenseman in the NHL makes about $3.5 to $3 million, and Dillon's right around that. Dillon's a left shot defenseman. So what Brenden Dillon brings to the Winnipeg Jets is your number 2 defenseman in your top 4 pairing on your left side. So Brenden Dillon gets to be Steady Eddie paired with Neal Pionk in your second pairing, while Josh Morrissey is still looking for a partner on the right side, but it is technically and should be next year Dylan Demelo, because Demelo frankly came on really strong at the end of the season and in the playoffs. He's also a statistical beast when it comes to advanced stats. So your top 4 for Paul Maurice's version of the Winnipeg Jets will likely be Morrissey, Demelo, Dillon, and Pionk, and that will leave Samberg, Heinola, Logan, Stanley, and others to compete for the 5-6 spot. And even at the 5-6 spot right now, we are facing the prospect of a lot of left-handed defensemen. And it's unfortunate because Stanley, I think, has played well enough to enter into the roster as a permanent fixture at 5-6, but you do need the playmaking ability of Ville Heinola. And I do think this keeps Heinola out of the roster for the time being once again. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they will be smart enough to pair Heinola with Stanley and give the young guys some development opportunity, especially early on in the season, but I really don't know. I think somehow that there's going to be another defenseman getting in there that will throw a wrench in this, dream of mine, and I think a lot of other Jets fans, because it is time to see Heinola and Stanley really develop and carry a full season with the NHL. So Paul Maurice gets his veteran top 4 defenseman. Brenden Dillon comes with a moderate cap hit and a very good plus minus as a big man that can play tough in the Central Division and hopefully keep pucks out of the way of Connor Hellebuyck. This is a good ad for the Winnipeg Jets, but I can definitely see where a lot of Jets fans would get fired up and maybe even a little bit annoyed with Paul Maurice's line combinations and pairing combinations on the back end and his love for veterans with his lack of development for the young Winnipeg Jets talent. So a lot of competition for those 4 or 5 spots here in Winnipeg, but we know injuries will play a massive factor throughout the year. So I do expect Samberg, Heinola, and Stanley to see some ice. I just think they need to see more ice. But Dillon overall, my opinion, bring him on. I like the signing and I like where he fits in. All right, that's everything for Winnipeg today.